Now, the last thing that we're going to cover, because we've already established in our landing page testing that number one, we are never going to test in any fashion where we're not routing after the click, because we're not investing heavily into getting lucky at small scale to tank our relationship with Facebook, to ultimately invest a lot of time and money into something that we have no confidence in the outcome, because that type of test that lacks any actionability is a complete waste of our time and does far more harm than good. And we've established the process of what percentage of traffic goes to that new environment, and ultimately when are we going to try to level up from a 5% to a 50 to 100 or 95% of that traffic, so that we can continually be testing and we can continually be improving, but we're not putting the future of our business at risk just to try to play the game. We have to cover probably the most important question here. What is a win? And then what? So what I want to really stress here is the magnitude of improvement that we are going to define as a win. If you get 3% better as a conversion rate off of your landing page, that's not a win. Maybe it's a little bit better right now. Maybe tomorrow the winds shift and your ads change a little bit and you launch an email campaign and it's a little bit worse. 3% ain't nothing. I will not make any change, even go from 5 to 10 or 10 to 25% and improve the delivery and give that new landing page more percentage of my overall traffic. I won't do that unless the improvement is a double-digit one. I need 10%. Why? Because if this wins, what am I going to do next? I'm going to ultimately change every one of my landing pages, every one of my product pages. I'm going to implement this change globally because I've proven that's a better user experience, and I want a uniform user experience for continuity across my entire brand. I don't want each product page to have a completely different look and feel and for people to basically look at me and say I'm running a Mickey Mouse operation. No. So what's important here is we have to understand that a win comes with a demand for a high level of work. Now, high level doesn't mean high volume, doesn't mean workload. It means that it is an executive decision that needs to be made or an insight that needs to be applied universally as fast as possible. Now, the other side of this that we need to be mindful of is, why is it 10% at least? Well, for three reasons. Three reasons. Number one, what is the impact of that landing page change on every traffic source? Now, we might be measuring, oh, the conversion rate is better and our Facebook ad CPA went down. Great. What about the conversion rate from email? Is it worse? What about from search? Is it even the same? Do we potentially lose SEO rankings because we're making this wholesale swap? I will tell you this. Almost always an improvement in one place generally comes at the expense of someplace else. Now, here's the thing. I'm willing to say that if I get a 12% conversion rate improvement on that landing page, I'm willing to eat the potential for loss of efficiency someplace else. Maybe 12% better there means that something else gets 2% worse and something else gets 1% better, and I net at like a 7.5% better. That's great. I'll take that. But if it's 3% better, I may make that wholesale change and I actually lose 2 or 3% revenue out of the deal because it was only better during that testing period with those ads from Facebook that got spent today. And I launched the right email campaign to get the right, like, there's so much data that goes into the traffic to that site that we can't even begin to trust that will hold. Now, maybe it's 3% better at step 1 and 4% better at step 2 and 5% better at step 3. Okay. What happens when I put it 100%? Is 5% change enough for me to really want to change my entire ecosystem? And if I did that test in a matter of 2-3 weeks, what happens when seasonality hits? Or I make any other changes in my business? Maybe that landing page did 3% better, but another landing page gets 8% worse. The point is, if you're not doing at least double-digit better in your conversion rate, then there's not enough margin for you to be able to absorb the level of volatility that comes from the impacts on every other channel. Now, I'm not saying you got to go from 2% to 12%. No, 10% means 2% to 2.2, right? It's a relative percentage. If I can go from 2% to 2.5%, that's a home run. That's massive, right? That's over 20%, right? That is monumental. I'll take that all day, right? A 25% lift in my conversion rate optimization. And my, like, that's, why would I not do that? That's amazing. But I won't also skip from 5 to 100. I'll go, oh, that's great. 5 to 10. Maybe now it goes to 2.4. Great. 10 to 25. Now it goes from 2.4 to 2.38. Okay. And then now I'm at 50% and it nets at like 2.37, 2.39, and it holds. And my other thing is just converting it to 2. And it stays that way. Well, now I have a winner. I got an over 20% improvement. Well, nearly 20% at a 2.38. It's like nearly 2%. It's like, that's a 2.38 is a what? 2.19% improvement, something like that. I'll take that all day. Because maybe it makes other channels worse. And maybe when I implement it across everything, the net impact is a 4% lift across my entire business. That is a great move. I will do that. Maybe it's a 12% improvement. Maybe it causes some harm and some good, and I lose 50% efficiency across everything of the lift, right? I got a 19% improvement. Maybe it nets out at a 9.5. That's huge. There's no Facebook audience that's going to do that for you. Cost cap ain't going to do nothing close to that. No retargeting strategy is going to make that happen. But if you're running your ads at broad and you're using dynamic creatives to reduce the CPMs and standardize the look and feel of that traffic while improving the volume and quality of that traffic, this test is going to be far easier to run. And the value of that information is far more actionable. And the implication of that improvement is bigger than anything you could do by running some 2018 hack that is still for some reason pop. Like if you're still running ABO and interest groups on Facebook, you could just run broad and implement this as a landing page improvement and make fundamental shifts in your business that nothing you could ever do running 5-year-old strategies because somebody else on Twitter told you it was the right thing to do, or somebody on YouTube that doesn't run the ads, that doesn't run businesses, that doesn't understand all this stuff and doesn't care about your bottom line said you should do because of some astronomical out of context ROAS number. Those people don't care about your business. They don't know what they're talking about. And ultimately, there's a reason that they're still running strategies that are years old. And it's not because they're good at their job. Because they're afraid of change and they don't do enough of the work themselves in a way that is meaningful enough to value getting better. That should be a giant red flag. So with that being said, this is how we do landing page testing. This is a vital skill for any Facebook marketer to understand, as well as any CMO and any business operator. This stuff can be done for extremely cheap, and you can track this performance on a Google Sheet. You don't need any fancy software. You just need to look at bounce rate and conversion rate. And that's really the long and short of it. That's the same strategy I use on companies getting 100 clicks a week and 5 million uniques a month. And yeah, I've managed that much. So take this, move forward with it. If you have any questions, ask. If you'd like more information, write down what else you'd like me to cover. And if you want information like this all the time, go to newsletter.facebookdisruptor.com, sign up for the newsletter. Read the stuff below, by the way. I take a lot of time and effort to make sure that there's great articles down in the descriptions of these videos. And if you're ready to make the investment in your future so that you can get 10, 20, 50, 100% better with what you're doing, so you can go from a place of lack of certainty and FOMO and heavy stress and honestly, lack of success, to a position of strength and scale, the Facebook Ads MBA program is probably what you're missing. And I would love to talk with you about what that would look like. So go to mba.facebookdisruptor.com, fill out an application, and man, I'd love to get you in the program so you and I can work together on making the future that you deserve the reality that you have. And with that, YouTube thinks you might like a couple of these videos. Don't forget to smash subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Like these videos if you do genuinely enjoy them, and comment below what's up, even if it's just like, hey, this was great fun, thank you so much. Every bit of that engagement goes so far. If you made it to this part in the video and you didn't hit subscribe and you didn't hit like and you didn't comment,